Just on careers, Chloe in Face Vegas asked, questions for people in the financial planning industry. That's you, Phil.
That's me.
What is the best way to get started? I am mid-aged and looking for a career change. The first thing you need to do, Chloe, is buy the book, Sort Your Career Out and Make More Money. We'll start by working out what your values are. Yeah, there's a copy in Phil's studio. Love that. And it is the most underrated book out there. Sort Your Career Out and Make More Money. I like the idea of one day I can run my own business/service, as I have over 10 years experience in public sector and hated it. I have degrees and not looking to do another bachelor. Would a FACEA, which is the authority that makes sure financial advisors are ethical and approved and all that, would a FACEA approved graduate diploma of financial planning get me an entry-level job? I mean, an entry-level job, you wouldn't even need all that. Just get a job in a financial advice office.
Yeah.
That's what I would say. Is Kaplan a good place to study with? Yeah, they're fine. Other similar uni-offered courses are expensive. Any recommendations is appreciated.
Yeah, I mean, it's a good question. So there's a few things in there. You want to run your own business one day. I'd love to touch on that. But in terms of just the how to get started, so you can go to Kaplan and actually provide them your current studies and what you've done in the past. So there can be like a non-related degree. So my non-related degree gave me a credit for my studies.
Sounds like a circus.
Yeah, it very much is. And so you can go to Kaplan and just say, hey, this is what I've done in the past. Can you let me know what requirements I need to do to enter into my professional year as a financial advisor? So there's that. But, you know, as you said, you don't actually need to have all that before you start an entry-level job. But you're going to take maybe you're not, but it may be fair to assume you'll take a pay cut to get into it. So it does make sense if you are earning more than that entry-level job, get your studies all done. So then you can join a financial advice business and like clearly articulate what your growth trajectory into being a financial advisor, because
I would start in client services in an advice business.
Would you do it before you finish your degree?
Yeah. Well,
even if you were earning a higher amount today?
But this is, if you were like so done with your current job and you had some savings and it was a 10 grand hole, could you plug that with something else? I don't know. Or, and this is the thing, I don't know if there would be a difference. So if we took the client services role, I don't think the salary would change whether you've got your FACEA approved degree or not.
True. But you could become an advisor much sooner and your income will go up.
Yeah, but I, as a consumer and dickhead with the podcast, I don't want a financial advisor who hasn't had a little bit of experience in the world, as in the financial advice world. Yeah. So that's why I would always say, just go work in client services, find out how the structure, how everything works, learn all the stuff. Within a year of being in there, set your trajectory and be like, I want to get into paraplanning or then into associate advising and do a PY and all that.
The other reason why that is good advice is because you may just not like it.
Well, that's why we talked about the values in the career book, because you might be like, I want to be a financial advisor, but you hate people, but you like analytical numbers.
Yeah.
You can be in the industry and...
Or like to be perfectly honest, like one thing that may be super passionate about is helping the everyday, like helping the everyday Aussie just get a bit smarter and better with their finances. Like financial advisors can often be a little bit higher in terms of the clients they work with are higher socioeconomic status. And so, if you want to work with people and do like financial coaching to help people pay out some like crippling $10,000 debt that they've got, that financial advisors are maybe not the best place to go, and maybe being a financial counselor.
Yeah, but there's no money in that if you want to make good money from your career.
Yeah.
Because financial counselling, it's borderline left of a volunteer charity role.
Yes, correct.
I'm making a big statement, but...
No, I agree, but it's more the clients you want to work with and you feel like you will work with in financial planning. Just be going into client services will help you understand the actual business.
Yes.
We had a career change, or we still have in our business, a career changer. And just this week, actually, I got on a meeting that she was doing a one-on-one with another team member. And I jumped on and I surprised her and I said, hey, Amy, how is it like being here now that you've seen how the sausage is made?
Yeah.
and like, is it better than you expected, as expected, worse than you expected? Because, this team member was a client of ours and then, changed careers and then, is working with us and now advising or provisional advisor.
Is she liking it?
Yeah, she is. Yeah. And she was like, yeah, it was kind of as expected. There's a few things, internally, like I didn't realize how much technology the business would be using to help manage the whole thing.
Do you want to interview her within the next 4 weeks? Because we're a little bit ahead on this schedule.
Yeah.
And we'll put a link in the show notes to the YouTube interview with you interviewing Amy. Do you reckon you could do that?
Yeah. So we can we can work that out.
Or she can come down. She can come down to my studio.
Yeah, she can come to you.
Yeah, we'll do that.
Yeah.
Let's do that.
Yeah.
And we'll do it as a bonus YouTube only content because Amy lives near Newcastle and it was so funny when she first started with you. I think I was with you somewhere in Melbourne. You gave me her laptop.
Yeah.
I took her laptop and she's like, oh, can I come and get it? I'm like, yeah, I'll be at my boat working on it. It's out the back of a storage facility that looks like they're about to shoot a murder mystery thing in a scrapyard in Mayfield. Yeah, come down. Anyway, it's so dodgy. I'm like, hey, I'm Glenn. Welcome to the scene of weirdness.
Yeah.
And anyway, so that's what I met her.
She's still alive.
Yeah. All right.
So
let's get her. By the time this episode comes out, we will put in the show notes, Chloe, a bonus YouTube only episode of me interviewing Amy, who did a career change into financial planning.
Yeah. Yeah. I think that'd be great.
But yeah, I think
the other thing I wanted to touch on in this question is owning your own business in financial planning. What do you think of that?
Yeah, but that's kind of, we need to work out what we're good at, what we like, what we're suited for. If we are analytical and we just want to do power planning, you could potentially be an outsourced power planner and control your own destiny. If you really like advice, you could potentially start your own advice business one day. I mean, it's not easy.
Yeah.
It's hard, but it's worth it.
The reason for my question is like if I was a career changer, because you've got to spend a long time learning the craft. To be a good advisor, you got to be learning the craft. It is. There's a lot of technical skills, a lot of
procedural skills,
and just like client empathy, client interactions. Like you've got to be great at that, and then becoming a business owner is another big step. And I'd be interested to know your thoughts of would you recommend someone do that or start another business if business ownership was the goal? Would you say this is the right path for business ownership?
And this is what I love about the finance industry or any industry really. Let's just say Chloe was a marketing professional in her current role, worked internally in a marketing team, loved all that, but wants to get into financial advice. Yeah, you could do marketing for financial services and advice and run your own business. You could specialize in doing that for that industry. Likewise, Chloe may love building and construction. She doesn't want to be a plumber, but she could set up a marketing business that focuses on getting plumbers more clients and doing all that. So I think Chloe just needs to work out exactly what she wants to do she could be, and she might have a resolve that, I want to be a face-to-face financial advisor.
Yeah.
If that's the case, run to it, but you need to put in the time. You might take you 5 years to get experienced. You've got to do your time.
Yeah.
You've got to do your time, then start your own business.
Yeah, the only thing I would say, there has been a big trend away from the small business owners in the financial advice space. Yeah,
and expensive.
So that's kind of why I would just say if running your business is super passionate and what you want, maybe financial advice isn't the thing. If you want to be a great financial advisor, then it's one or the other in my view, because there is a big skew away from the small businesses and it's becoming, big businesses in financial advice.